all done. I'm getting ready to get in my Uber, so I'm not gonna be here long, but I'll check in with you guys later. Look how my hair turned out. So cute, so bomb. Betty, Betty, Betty. Let me stop because I don't condone. But yeah, I look cute. I feel pretty. I just wanted to come on here once again. I'm getting ready to head out. That's how my hair turned out. It's so cute. But I need to take this out very, very shortly. I'm like definitely coming to the end, like you could tell. But besides the point, what I wanted to talk about was, once again, my favorite app, TikTok. I had just came across this video where it was talking about how, and not to even fear monger, but it's a different mindset and a different perspective of looking at life. And I'll tie this all into the season that I feel like I'm in currently as well. So he talked about how, you know, something that we kind of forget is that one day our time is going to be called. We're talking about death, you know. One day we're not going to be here anymore, you know. I have my own ideologies and things that I believe. I feel like this temple, but the soul never dies, you know. My energy will never die. Energy, you know, it can never be created nor destroyed, you know. So I know that my soul will never. But this temple that I'm in right now will eventually one day. And so when you hold on to that, and when you don't, and like I said, I'm not trying to fear monger, and we're not talking about even looking at death as like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm gonna die one day. Like, no, I'm talking about using it as this sort of motivation to go after and do what you want to do and what you want to experience. You know, sometimes, you know, I'll even speak for my own time, you know, I'll get dressed and, you know, I'm like, you know, while I'm like getting dressed or whatever. And, you know, like when you make plans and you're getting dressed and it's like, damn, like I probably should have canceled, you know. But as soon as you get there, you have a great time and you create a new memory and just had just a really good time. And so I say all that to say, go after what you want, you know, go after what you want, do what makes you happy, because one day you won't be able to. And I think in the last time you saw me right here, I was talking about something along the lines of this, but in the season of my life, I am, you know, like, the older you get, you know, your mind develops and your perception and perspective of life changes, and you can always get money back. You know, you can always get money back. You can always, you know, go rebuy a new pair of shoes. You can always go buy a new pair of pants, you know. But what you can't buy is time. And so in this season of my life, knowing how valuable my time is, how valuable my time and my peace. I've worked so hard, you know. And it's like, even when it comes down to what you are even giving your energy to, I've talked about this too in other of my YouTube videos, where what you pay attention to, it grows. So if you're only consuming fear all day, baby, you're gonna keep getting fed, and your life is going to show that too as well. So be mindful of what you give your vital energy to. Remember that we all do have a time clock here, you know. but to also just value your time and value your peace. So, yeah. All right. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Once again, I'm going to tell you a funny thing that happened to me today, literally. Um, it wasn't as cold here where I live, and I was like, let me go and, get a walk. Plus, I needed to run to the store and pick me up like some water. I wanted some juice. I needed some energy drinks. And so I went on a walk, right? So I was walking and I had passed like 3 Black women. And usually for me personally, when I see somebody that is Black, I like to make eye contact and I like to either say hello, a hi, a nod. I like to acknowledge one another. 3 Black women, okay, and I just, looked over at them as I passed and I said hi. And they just gave me, a stare. And I thought it was funny. And I actually ended up saying out loud, I was like, why don't we ever say hi to each other? But they didn't turn around or say anything. So they just kept walking, right? So I haven't, whatever. I'm like, whatever, whatever. So I keep walking, and I thought it was so funny because as I'm having the conversation of what just happened when I passed these 3 Black women, this one lady who clearly, missing a couple of screws, basically. She's looking at me as I'm already in my head thinking about this past interaction I just had with these 3 Black women. She's looking at me, and once I like kind of realized that she was talking to me, because she was already talking to herself out loud. I didn't know that she was talking to me. She's like, and so you're just gonna go right past. You're not even gonna say anything to me, And I had to realize, and I was like, that is so funny. As she thinks that I'm not saying nothing to her, ignoring her, but baby, I'm in my head. I'm thinking about this past interaction that I have. Regardless, I go grab my stuff. Where I seen her at, I was like, I said, oh, she left. I was like, oh, I was happy that she left because I didn't want to, run back into her again. She's behind the corner. She comes around and she's like, oh, there go that stupid hoe. There go that stupid hoe. And I like turned around like this. I turned around like this. I was like, and she was like, yeah, I said it, stupid hoe. And I was just like, when she had said that, I even said out loud, I was like, does she know something I don't? Don't answer that. But I was just like, looking in my head, I'm like, lady, I just wanted to grab my juices. I'm on a nice walk. I'm going home, you know what I mean? But it felt like such a humbling experience too as well, because I was like, once again, we are all living different lives. All living different lives. And we're all going through different things. And it was a humbling experience, because I was like, she probably, I don't know. I'm not going to put nothing on her, you know what I mean? But, clearly you can tell when, But I'm like, lady, I'm just trying to go for a nice walk. I was just trying to get me a couple of juices, get some fresh air and go back home, And so it was like, you never know. Like even some of the things that I've experienced, you know what I mean? I'm like, I always say things could be worse. I could be, in a shelter. I could not have my brain. I could not have any peace in my life, So, yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, kind of looking back. I'm like, I hope this girl don't try to run up on me. You know what I mean? I'm like, girl, I'm just trying to get my juices and go home. That's it. But, yeah. So I say all that to say, because everybody's living different lives. Those 3 women that I passed, who knows what they could have been thinking about, talking about, doing, you know what I'm saying? So Yeah, I think it's just funny how life can do things like that. And it was so fast too. Like I only got like maybe like 10 feet, if that, away from the three women that I passed. And then ran into this lady. And then it's like the same thing, you know. So yeah, I love when life does things like that. All you have to do is just be aware and like actually tap in and be present, you know. And yeah, God, source, universe, whatever you want to chalk it up to be, is very, very funny. Very funny. But yeah, all right, y'all. I'm really out of here now. I gotta go. Okay, but yeah, I hope y'all have a great rest of whatever time it is. Sorry, I'm in a rush. Bye. For the B2K concert, the Millennium Tour, and I'll insert some clips after this one. But I had a ball. It was a great time. My inner child was so happy. Oh my gosh, I had a ball. So if they're coming towards a city near you, please go and grab that ticket because you will have a great time. I had a ball. We were supposed to have Waka Flocka there, so that's the only person that we were missing. But other than that, I had a ball. So, like I said, I'll insert some clips. I just came back from brunch and ran a couple of errands, and now I'm gonna chill before it's time for me to go out tonight. So I'll try to bring you guys with me. I know this video is very, very scattered. I'm gonna hang out with my girl tomorrow, so I'll try to get some more footage to add to this. But yeah, this is my first vlog. I definitely know I'll get better. I have some great things planned this year, so it'll be fun. So yeah, thanks y'all, and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.
To the movie shit? Let me take you to the movies. I know y'all seen a movie like Mike out there. I know y'all seen it. Oh shit. One, two. Oh. Put 'em up, 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 put 'em up. Until I we kick it. Everything you say to me. And you know we can be so wicked. Open nation. You gotta search around the world. Never find another shorty like mine. Oh, I told my niggas that you got it, girl, but she ain't nothing like a cute face, nice size like. So I'm dealing with this kind of fight. Look, it's every night, every flight, every time in my sight. Damn, this ain't even right, cuz when I'm with somebody, all I think about is you. When I'm all alone, I miss this man. Ladies, sing my shit and go.
I ain't never had nobody show me all the things that you would show me in such a way. I feel
Say what?
we can always be together, baby. That's what she told me, and I believe it. I ain't never had nobody do me like you. Oh my god.
Where you at?
Let's turn this motherfucker up one time. Hey!
It just would be right, baby.
Can't spit it out, but you gotta flip that. You ain't got a record, you doing
I wanna get you to